Hey, what's up guys? This is Mr. Purple coming at you for the very first time to bring you my Digiburst Green deck profile. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's start with our Digitamas. I'm running one Motimon and 4 Minomons. I'm not running Argomons because the extra DP from these guys help out in the early game, and this helps you push late game. The extra 1000 DP is very important in this case. It allows you to attack into your opponent's Digimon safer because it gives you an extra 1000 DP. Next, let's move on to our level 7s. We're only running 2 Chaosmons. We're running this Chaosmon because his skill to be able to attack on Digivolve, it's good. It allows you to clear out one of your opponent's Digimon and also helps you push per game. Volderarm is good for removal and board control, but this is good for pushing per game, and I like this better for my playstyle at least. Let's move on to our level 6s. The star of the deck, 3 Nidhoggmons. Nidhoggmon is an amazing card, though it is 5 to Digivolve. It's mitigated by one of the cards in the deck, but it's still hard to use. Although it's a very good card in the sense that it's 13,000 DP base, and also is a pre-board wipe whenever you Digivolve into it. It's a really good card. Next, for backups, we're running 2 HerculesKabuterimons. This card is also really good. The free flower cannon on its Digiverse 2, and also it having piercing allows you to have board control and also be aggressive at the same time. It's a really good card, and we're only running 2 because we need Nidhoggmon's quote-unquote control and, well, how do you say, wait, I'm blanking. We just need Nidhoggmon, let's just say that. Next, we're also running 2 MegaGargomons. MegaGargomon is one of our early game cards, or like a card that we use to get back into the game. It's one of the cards that allows you to, on Digivolve, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and that doesn't unsuspend during their unsuspend phase. It allows you to survive or be aggressive in a sense where you tap down one of your opponent's Digimon and then you attack into it with one of your Digimons, provided you haven't passed the turn to your opponent's yet. It's a really good card. And lastly, we're running 2 BanchoStingmons. Honestly, this card can be run at, let's say, 1, and you can add one of either HerculesKabuterimon or MegaGargomon, but we're running 2 because in my meta there are people that run Omnimons, and this is a good counter to Omnimon. With its skill gaining plus 7,000 DP and plus 2 security checks, if they run Omnimon and you have this in your hand, you're gonna dump all over them. It's a really good card, but it's a very situational card. It's a meta-based one. Let's move on to our level 5s. Our level 5s are very simple. We're running 2 Lilamons. Lilamon is a card that on paper shouldn't work with Nidhoggmon because it also Digiverses 2, but it's a backup in case you don't have Nidhogg or you want early board control and you don't want to go into your Nidhogg yet, or you don't want to pass it to your opponent's turn. So Lilamon is a great option for that, and it also has a good inheritable skill of tapping one of your opponent's Digimon if you have a Tamer in play, and we do run 2 Tamers, so it's a good card, but I wouldn't run it more than 2 because it interferes with Nidhoggmon's Digiburst skill. Next up, we're running 3 Argomons. Argomon is a good card, this level 5 one, but it's only 6000 DP base. But it's one of the best level 5s in the game. It has Digisorption Tree or Download, and it has the inheritable skill of on attack, choose a level 3 or lower from your hand, put it into the play rest or suspended. It's a good way to widen your board or get more stuff to tap down for your download and Digisorption skills. Speaking of download and Digisorption, we're running 4 Blossomons. We're running 4 Blossomons instead of 4 Argomons because of the simple fact that Blossomon is 7k DP. DP matters quite a lot in this game. So the plus 1000 plus 2000 DP bonuses that you get from your cards, it's something to really consider. And this card is 7000 and wouldn't really die to a lot of things. But if you attack into your opponent's stuff, it wouldn't die because of your Digivolution sources. Meanwhile, Argomon, it's a really good card, but it might die. It might only go to 7000, which is the same as most of your opponent's level 5s. So I suggest running 4 Blossomons instead. Next, let's talk about our level 4s. Level 4s, we're running 4 Kabuterimons. This is the BT01 Kabuterimon, and we're running 4 of it because it's one of the easiest way to gain plus 1000, plus 2000, plus 3000 DP, and it's also a 5k base. It's a good card and it's very consistent. Doesn't need much other than your opponent having a rested Digimon to give an extra power boost. Next, we're running 3 Vegiemons. Vegiemon is one of the MVPs in the deck. Like really, it's a 4 cost, 6k DP level 4 Digimon, and it's only one to digivolve into. It's really amazing. Meanwhile, Dark Tyrannomon in red, it's 6 hard cast and still 6000 DP. So yeah, green is a little bit power creep at the moment, but it's a very good card, consistent, and doesn't do you harm. And it's a big beefy body for 6k. Then we're running 3 of the Kabuterimon blockers and 2 of the Woodmon blockers. Why am I running different blockers and why am I running more than 4? Easy. To have options. This card, it's great. 1 to digivolve into a blocker, that's amazing. Meanwhile, this is 5 to hardcast and 6000 DP. Meanwhile, this is 6 and 5000 DP. It's basically player preference. I like running both of them to give myself options. Whether in some games I need the bigger blocker into hardcast, I might get into Woodmons. And some games I might want just to digivolve into Kabuterimon. So that's a lot of things to consider, but it depends on your meta. So I'm running these 5 for my blockers. Then next up, let's talk about our rookies. For our rookies, we're running 4 Palmons. It's one of the for me, it's one of the best cards in green right now. It's 3 to hardcast, 0 to digivolve, plus 2, and then 2000 DP. But the main thing is, during your turn, whenever you attack your opponent's Digimon, your Digimon gets plus 2000 DP until end of turn. This skill is reusable, so let's say you have a way to reset one of your Digimons, let's say Chaosmon, you get another plus 2000 DP. And plus, there's no level requirement, so whenever you attack into a Digimon and this is one of your resources, you get another plus 2000 DP, which most of the time is enough to trample over them. And it's a really good card. Next up, we're running 3 Tentomons. Why am I running Tentomons? It's a good card, and it's like the Goblimon in blue. Basically, whenever you cast it, it's basically a draw, but not really. Yeah, the effect is on play, look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a green Digimon, add it to your hand. It's very good. Allows you to get any green Digimon from the top of your deck. Doesn't need you to check top 3 for a specific level like the old Palmons. But there are some things that you might hit that you won't be able to get them. But still, most of your deck, you're going to be able to draw with this card. And it works with the level 5 Argomon as well. And then finally, for our rookies, we run 6 vanillas. So 3 Argomons and 3 Goblimons. Why do I run so many vanillas? They're fast, they're efficient, and they're really good. It's basically a 2 hard cast, 3k body, and 0 to Digivolve. And it allows you to either memory deny your opponent or place one down before you download into something. So you're growing your board while also being able to Digivolve. It's a good play, and they're very good cards. So yeah, that's why I'm running them. Next up, I'm going to talk about my options and Tamers. Let's go to our Tamers first. I'm running 2 Mimis. Mimi is a very good card again, but I don't see you running more than 3, or well, more than 2 of this card. Personally, it gets clogged and it's a 4 to play, but it has the generic skill of giving you 3 memory at the beginning of your turn if your opponent memory denied you. And then it has also a great skill of basically giving another hatching phase. But you have to have a level 5 Digimon, so if you don't have a level 5 Digimon, or your opponent keeps destroying your level 5 or higher Digimons, Mimi is sort of just like a generic card, but she's still good and she's still worth running at 2. Lastly, the most OP card in the game for me right now, we're running 3 Hidden Potential Discovereds. This card is busted. It allows you to Digivolve into Nidhoggmon for free, and also into Chaosmon for 1. Imagine that, while and 0 to play. So imagine while other colors and other decks have to hard cast and hard Digivolve, we get to cheat on that. Though you have to tap one of your Digimons for it, it's still a really good card, and whenever you security check it, it goes into your hand. So, more chances of you getting it. And we're only running 3 and not 4 because it might get clogged in your hand sometimes. It's not like you're going to evolve into a level 6 every turn, though with green, that's very possible. Yeah, this is a great card. Probably going to be the target of a ban whenever we do see one for this game, and yeah, it's a great card. So let's talk about some cards that you might consider playing in the deck. Let's talk about level 5s first. First, level 5, it's very simple. Cherrymon. Why would you run Cherrymon? It's another blocker, and it might fill up the spot if you don't like Lilamons, or not Lilamons, Lilamons. And it doesn't have the clause of whenever you attack with it, you get -2 memory. It's a good card, consistent, another blocker. That's why you might want to run it. Next, it's HerculesKabuterimon or MegaGargomon. It's a good card in a sense, but in this deck it doesn't work as much because we're not focusing on piercing and HerculesKabuterimon himself. Though the effect to be able to trash one of your opponent's Digivolution sources whenever you destroy one of your opponent's Digimon in battle, it's a good card, but not very synergistic with my build at the moment. Though it's one of the cards that you might want to look out for when you're building green. Next, it's level 4s. I have 2, Stingmon and Gargomon. Gargomon is basically Kabuterimon, but lower base DP and lower to hard cast. Why do I not run Gargomon instead of Kabuterimon? It's the DP. That's the only reason. DP matters in this game, and a lot of things can get rid of 4000 DP or lower stuff, so Kabuterimon's effect to be, well, not effect, inherent upside of being 5000 DP really does matter in a lot of situations. So, though MegaGargomon is not bad, and you might run him if your meta doesn't have a lot of removal that gets rid of 4000 DP or less. it's a card that you may hardcast for cheaper, so that's a thing to consider. And lastly is Stingmon. Stingmon has one of the most great, for me, one of the most great inheritable skills, gaining 1 memory whenever you delete one of your opponent's Digimon in battle. That's a good effect. But again, same with HerculesKabuterimon, we're not focusing on the fact that we're deleting one of our opponent's Digimon. We're actually just trying to board clear with Nidhogg, and most of the time you just get rid of your evolution sources with Nidhogg himself. So, although he's a really good card and should be considered in a lot of different builds, in this particular build, no, he doesn't fit for my playstyle at least. And then lastly, 2 rookies that you might want to check out. It's Carriermon and forgive me if I forgot her name, Lilamon. Let's start with Terriermon. Terriermon is one of the generic effects of your opponents can't gain memory unless it's by a tamer. It's a good card, but again, it's meta reliant and should be considered when you want to tech it into your deck. Let's say your meta has a lot of purple or Lilamons or whatever that gains a lot of memory, then run him. He's an amazing card, but for me, I haven't run into that, and I'd rather have my plethora of vanillas. Then lastly, it's Lilamon. Lilamon, it has a good effect whenever it's Digibursted out. Add it back to your hand. It's good, but for me, it's a little bit slow and takes up a lot of space. I'd rather see Tentomons that lets me draw cards from the deck, not just return this card to my hand, or Palmon that gives me plus 1000 DP, or the vanillas that are cheaper to hardcast. It's a good card, but for me, I don't see running it. Though, it's a thing to consider, and it might be really useful if you're running a very Digiburst-centric build. But for me, no. So yeah, guys, that's been my deck profile. I hope you learn from it, and this deck has been really good for me. I've been able to get top 2 and champion during our tourneys in my country of the Philippines. Our webcam tourneys, and yeah, that's my two cents on Digiburst Green. So I hope you liked it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Ring the notification bell for more videos, and I'll be right back. See ya. Bye.